Hey everybody, all right, it's time to hunt some pennies. Now I went ahead and opened the box to make sure they were circulated. Got these from Wells Fargo weekly pickup, and I've taken a look at all the enders, and the only unusual ender is a Canadian. Not really the best thing that you want to see, but still not bad. I see a lot of 60s pennies, not a lot of shield backs, so this should be a good hunt. So I'll get started and I'll come back when I find something good. Roll number 8, and we've got our first wheat set. It was facing me, so I already saw the date. It's a 1950D. It's in fairly decent shape. So that's our first wheatie of the box. I have found one 2009, and then a couple pretty nice older coins. There's a 62 and the 74. So I'll keep those. I keep all the copper anyway. And I've got some possible DDRs here, but I want to look at them a little bit later, so I'll come back to those. Get back to the hunt. Roll 17. We've got another find. It's a Canadian. It's an older one. It's 1967. Sweet. I know we've got another Canadian, about 5 or 6 more rolls, but that's always sweet to find that. Still only have the one wheat penny. I did find a pretty nice 1959. Always like to keep the 59s. So that's pretty sweet. All right, still got a long way to go. I certainly need more wheat pennies than just one for every 17 rolls. Roll 21, we've got our second wheatie. It was facing me, I haven't looked at it yet. It's decent shape, 1948, that's sweet. All right, we'll put that over there. I also saw another one as I was laying them down here. Ooh, 1941, and it's kind of hosed on the front with some corrosion, but hey, that's still pretty sweet. All right, so 3 wheaties, 21, that's 1 every 7 rolls, so we may get 6 or 7 out of this box before I'm done with it. Roll 23, and we've got that Canadian ender. It's 1982. So nothing spectacular, but I'll still take it. That's pretty sweet. Roll 23, and we've got another wheatie. Got a little stain there, but that's all right. 1957. That's pretty sweet. So it's 4 wheaties, and this was the Canadian, the 82. It's a little hosed. I may be able to wipe that off with a wet rag or something, but that's all right. So 4 wheaties, not quite halfway through the box. If we can double up and get 8, that would be pretty sweet. My average is around 6.5 per box. Roll 37, and we've got another wheatie. And 1951. Got some corrosion on there as well. That's all right. So that's our 5th wheatie. I did find a really nice 74S. It's got a little corrosion on the back as well, but still pretty good. I mean, I also found a 70S. If you compare the two, the 74 is just in a lot better condition. A lot of corrosion. So anyway, just 5 wheaties and only 13 rolls to go. So I really only need 2 more to sort of beat my average, but obviously I'd like to have more than that. And I'm still looking for an Indian head. Haven't found one of those yet. So let me get back to the hunt. Roll 42, we've got another foreign, and it's a George VI. Oh, it's in pretty good condition too. It's a 1939. That's sweet. That looks really good. being so old. Holy cow. All right, that is sweet. We'll put that up there with the bird one. And I haven't really found too much else. I did find a couple of really nice early 60s. There's somewhere in the middle there, in the middle of the steps, but it's really shiny, and it's bright red. And I've also got another 1962. This one, the other one's out of Denver. There's some slight corrosion on the back, but that's still pretty nice. Still only have 5 Wheaties, 8 rolls to go. Hopefully we'll get a couple more. Roll 48, and we've got another foreign. It was facing me, so 1965 Canadian. All right, that makes 4 from the box. Haven't found any more Wheaties though, and only 2 rolls to go. And that's it for the box. Didn't find any more Wheaties. Let me give you a recap though of what I did find. 2.5 pounds of copper. Usually I find about 2 pounds, so that's pretty nice. And since the last time I came back, found this really weird toned 82. It's a zinc, so I'll put it back into circulation. It's kind of hard to tell what it looks like through the camera, but it's pretty neat looking. So I also found a couple more S-Mint pennies. I don't find a lot of those over here on the East Coast. 74S and then a 69S. This did not have the DDO. There's not very many of those around, and that would have been sweet if I'd found that. I also found a couple really nice early 60s, the 64D, and then another 1960. Fairly good shape, so I'll be keeping those. Overall, I did find a bunch of copper that are in pretty decent condition. I keep all the copper, but I roll up the nicer ones. Keep them in case I want to do any albums. I had some 64, I think they were 64, no, 66. This was a 66. I thought it may have been a DDR. Let me show you what I'm talking about on the, I'll put it under the scope here. Okay, so you can see the doubling here on the A and the M, a little bit on the R. Well, it's actually on each one, but some on the C there. I just don't think that's true doubling. That's dye deterioration doubling or something, but it did make me stop and look for a little bit. The other one looks just the same, so I'll be keeping them, but I won't be labeling them as a DDR. That's a shame. And I found 5 2009s. I'll just keep the ones that are in really good condition, put the rest back. I did find a really nice 1959. I always keep the 1959 pennies. And then I found 2 more that are in not great shape. We got the 4 foreigns, including the really cool and really nice condition 1939 George VI. And of course I've got the 5 Wheaties. 1950D, a 1948, 1941, 1957, and 1951. And I've already checked them, all the ones that are relevant for any kind of doubling or any errors, but there's nothing there. So anyway, not a bad hunt overall. Wish I could have found more Wheaties or maybe an Indian head, but that's the way it goes. So if you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. Also, feel free to leave me a comment, and I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe. So thanks again for watching, and good luck with your hunts.